Oh, did it start?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zesty or Testy podcast. I didn't see the numbers. The numbers didn't come up. I'm your host, Testy McNasty. With me, as always, is Zesty.
Tito de la pinga.
¿Qué pasó? We always like to start this podcast off with a toast. Today's toast comes again from the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Famous book of poetry.
What?
Yeah, famous book of poetry. Oh, my beloved, fill the cup that clears today of past regrets and future fears. Tomorrow, why tomorrow, may be myself with 7,000 years. Cheers.
Nice, man. Very, very romantic and poetic and deep and everything.
You like that?
I really don't understand poetry, but it sounded good.
I'd like to start a new segment, this podcast.
Yes.
It's called Ladies Love True Crime. You want your true crime, baby? I got your true crime right here.
Where?
Australia, apparently. On December 1st, 1948, in Somerton Park Beach, a man's body was found with his head leaning up against the seawall, kind of relaxed out there, and his feet crossed, just staring out at the beach. He was dead.
Oh, shit.
Police assumed that he, went out to the beach to commit suicide and eat poison because there didn't appear to be any marks on the body.
Yeah.
There didn't appear to be any kind of signs of struggle or anything. He's dressed in a suit and tie. The suit was American made, which was weird for Australia. They didn't. This is back in 1948. I guess they didn't have international shipping. Wasn't too common at that point in time.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was an American-made suit was kind of weird. All the name tags had been cut out of the clothes.
So how did they know it was an American-made suit, I guess?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer to that. But I guess the style.
Yeah.
I guess there was a different style. The man had no ID on his body. He had a half-lit cigarette sitting here on his front chest, a pack of 7 cigarettes called Consentas, but the box that the cigarettes were in was a completely different brand called Army Club, which was kind of weird. He had a bus ticket, a train ticket, and an aluminum comb and half a pack of juicy fruit on his body.
No kidding.
They go to the train station, they find a suitcase that he had checked into the little place where you check in your suitcase. And they went through those clothes. Most of the tags were cut out of all those clothes, except for 3 articles of clothing that had a tag in it that read Keane, the last name Keane, Keane. Pay attention to that because this is going to come up later. Inside the suitcase, they found a spool of thread that was orange, and it matched a repair that had been done on the pants that the man was wearing. So that, officially ties the suitcase to the dead man.
Yeah.
Okay. They take him to autopsy his body. They find absolutely no trace of poison in the man's body. The only thing they can find is a pastry he had eaten 4 hours before his death.
Hold that thought.
Sure.
Hold that thought. Be right back.
He's going to go get a pastry?
Yes, speaking of pastries.
That's no pastry. That's my mother.
And we're back.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Continue.
One thing that they did find was a piece of torn paper rolled up. You know that little pocket that's inside the pocket where you put change or you put your pocket watch or whatever that pocket's for? They found a piece of torn paper rolled up and put into the pocket. And that piece of paper read...
Which kind of spy?
We're going to get into that. Tamam. T-A-M-A-M. Which is Persian for it is finished. But more than likely, it's supposed to translate to the end. Because it's the last page out of a book. Out of this book. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Well, not this book, but a New Zealand published copy of this book. So they're like, what the fuck? So they search the area. They find a convertible that's parked with the top down.
Okay.
It's parked near the beach. In the back seat of the car is the rest of the book. They open it to the last page and they take the piece of paper out of the that they found on the dead man and match it up, and it's torn exactly from that page. So the book matches the man.
Okay.
Inside the book is some numbers that don't make sense, some numbers that turn out to be a phone number, and we'll get to that, and then a bunch of letters that look like a code. And I'm going to text you a picture, and then you can post this picture above our heads somewhere, like right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Was this man a spy? That's an interesting question, because that's what everybody else thought too.
Well, that's the assumption. If you see a guy found dead and, he's got little messages around either his body, tags torn off. I mean, you don't want to be identified.
Yeah.
I can only imagine it's some sort of spy.
I had this fucking picture queued up.
We apologize for for this latency, for his tardiness, whatever you want to call it. The point is, he's still looking for a picture.
But anyway, that's what it looks like. It's there on your phone now.
Okay.
So
you guys will be able to see it once I get a picture.
It's just a bunch of jumbled letters, but everybody's like, oh my God, this is code for something.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaky. So they...
I got to take a look at it now.
You looking at your recipe for Tom Collins?
Yeah.
So they call the phone number that was from the book.
Shit.
Yeah, I know, pretty freaky looking, huh?
Yeah.
They call the phone number from the book. It belongs to a nurse named Jessica Thompson. They show up to her house and ask her if she knew the man. She's like, I don't know any man. She apparently a man had visited the night that the man had committed suicide, asking for Nurse Jessica Thompson, but she was not home at the time. So he went to the neighbors and asked, when Jessica's gonna be home? Mm-hmm. And the neighbor's like, I don't know, man. Why are you asking me? So they take Jessica in. They don't show her the dead body, but I guess at the time they did like a plaster mask.
Okay.
And then made the little plaster face of the dead man. And they show the plaster face of the dead man to Jessica. And she goes, I don't know that man. I've never seen that man before in my life. And then she refuses to look at the plaster casing ever again. Years later, a man wrote a book about this entire case.
Yeah.
And he went back and interviewed her. And he says she was very great evasive every time I asked her if she knew the man or not.
So she obviously knew something.
So maybe she knew something. Maybe she just got tired of her entire life. Everybody's asking her, you know this man? You know this man?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they ask her about the book. And she goes, yeah, I used to own a copy of that book. I had given it as a gift to a former lover when I worked as a nurse during World War II. World War II had just ended 3 years earlier. Mm-hmm. His name was Alf Boxall. And the cops go, oh, of course, this is an open and shut case. Dude's a former lover. Oh, he had written a letter to her recently. Mm-hmm. And she wrote a letter back to him saying, I'm married with children now. You can't be writing me letters anymore. Yeah. So the cops go, oh, of course, he's a jilted lover. He's, the love of his life is married to somebody else. So he came and asked for her and then killed himself. Okay. Oh. Case closed, right? Yeah. So they find Alfred Boxall. He's still alive. They ask him about the book. He's still got the book. It's got the little inscription from her at the front. They look at the back page. Back page is fully intact. And she had highlighted this verse in his book when she gave it to him. Indeed, indeed, repentance oft before I swore, but was I sober when I swore? And then came spring, and rose in hand my threadbare pittance a pieces tore. Has nothing to do with the case. I just like reading from this book. I know the fucking poetry's annoying the fuck out of you, so I'm gonna. Okay.
Do you really understand half the shit you read from that book?
From this book, no.
Oh, good.
It's written in kind of oldish English. Yeah. I've never read through this book. I just thought it was interesting that I was looking at this case and it referenced this book, so I brought the book as a prop for the story, for the ladies love true crime.
So then what happened? Oh. So then the guy's alive. So it's not the same guy. So we still don't know who the guy is that was found dead.
Yep.
Did they ever find out?
Let's see.
Or is it still one of those unsolved mysteries?
Okay. So the police can't figure it out. They're like, their one lead was Alfred Boxall, and he's still alive. So they're like, well, fuck, we don't know.
And he's got the book.
So they show the page that I sent to you to the press with the code, and they give it to the press, and they're like, if anybody can figure out what this code is, please let us know. The press goes crazy with it. Oh my God, it's a Russian spy in Australia. Oh, they're here to steal our military secrets, and they have a poison that they can't even detect because they couldn't detect the poison that killed this man. Russia's gonna kill us all with their undetectable poison and their Russian spies. And like, first off, fucking Australia, slow your roll. Ain't nobody stealing military secrets from you. What are they gonna do? Count the number of kangaroos and koalas on the island? I mean, slow down, calm down, Australia. Nobody can figure it out. Nobody can break the code. One lady writes in and says, the last line, if you look at the picture, if you take first letter, it says, it's time to move to South Australia, Mosby Street, which is the street that the nurse lived on. But that's like the closest that anybody came, and that's just a guess. It's not really solving the code. So it stays on the news for years, and then nobody ever figures it out. Fast forward to 2013.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Channel 9 News in Australia has a show called 60 Minutes, not to be confused with our 60 Minutes. This is Australia's version of 60 Minutes. They do a anniversary special, and they interview her surviving kids, Jessica Thompson, the nurse. Kate Thompson, her daughter, says, we knew she was lying when she said she didn't know this man. We knew that my mom was a communist sympathizer. All she did was teach English to immigrants, and she knew how to speak Russian, and she would never tell us how she learned how to speak Russian.
Oh, shit.
That's what her daughter said. Her son, so Jessica Thompson was married with kids at the time of the suicide, the suspected suicide. When she got married to her husband, Prosper Thompson, which was her husband at the time, she had been pregnant with another man's child. So the firstborn son of the family was named, he had the last name Egan. I don't think I wrote down. Robin Egan was the man's name. So he knew he was not Prosper Thompson's son, because they said, like, okay, you're just some dude named Egan got me pregnant, but this man is your stepfather and he married me. Sabi. So Robin Egan grew up believing that the dead man on the beach was his real father, because why would I fucking care if there was some random dude named Egan that's my father? I've got this James Bond of Russia that I can pretend is my father. So he had a painted picture above his fireplace of the dead man, and the whole time he's telling his wife and his kids that that's your grandpa right there, the dead man that they found on the beach. Okay,
that's very odd, dude.
That is very odd. So by the time the 2013 special aired, the son had died, but his widow came out and told all these facts to that they had hung the picture and everything and what he said. May 19th, 2021, they finally decided to dig up the body of the dead man that they found on the beach. They're going to DNA test the granddaughter of Robin Egan, or the daughter of Robin Egan, which would have been the dead man's grandfather, and they're all convinced that the dead man on the beach is they have DNA testing now. I guess they didn't have DNA testing in 1948.
Yeah.
But, so they did the DNA test.
They exhumed the body?
They exhumed the body. It's actually well preserved because they did a good job embalming it. But I think you remember how they made the plaster mask? They took hairs off the plaster mask, and that's what they used to do the DNA testing. So just like a Maury Povich show.
Yeah.
Is the dead man the father? Is he? What do you think?
I'm going to say yes.
He is not the father. And that's when the dead man does the cartwheel across the stage, just like every Maury Povich episode. Yeah.
I'm not the dad. Screw your alimony.
Turns out the dead man was just some random dude from the town named Carl Webb, because of course he's just some random dude from the town named Carl Webb. Not everything's a fucking Russian spy. Carl Webb owned a bakery until his first wife died. Then he sold it and became a manufacturer of electrical equipment, which is kind of like a weird status change. He remarried, but apparently he was a big piece of shit. He would go to bed every night at 7 p.m., making him a boring husband. And he was also very violent. He would beat the shit out of his second wife over any minor infraction. He loved poetry, which is why he had the book Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. But his second wife left him. He had a sister named Grace that lived 20 minutes away, who married a man named Keene. Remember?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
They had a son named John Keene who went to World War II, and he died in World War II, but he was stationed in America for a while, which is where he got the American clothes. And then when I guess he died, they shipped all the stuff back, and the sister said, "Here, take these clothes," which is where he got the American-made clothes. He had a previous suicide attempt, but the second wife had caught him and revived him. He was also a degenerate gambler, and the codes that were found in the book, those were all the horses he was going to bet on at the racetrack that week.
Really? Now I got to go back and look at that.
It doesn't answer the question, why didn't the sister Grace come up forward all these years?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Why didn't any family,
Well, his second wife had left him, so he was alone at the time of the suicide. He wasn't living with anybody. But the sister Grace was 20 minutes away. But back then in that time period, this was before the 1960s revolution, where it's free love and free expression.
Yeah.
People didn't say things out loud. Like if you caught cancer, nobody would say, he has cancer. He has a C word,
Yeah.
If your daughter got pregnant, you wouldn't take her to get an abortion or just freely say, "Hey, my daughter's pregnant."
You would go, "Oh, my daughter's a hoe."
You could say that, but usually they would send them to a different town with relatives for 9 months, and then they would come back and we would raise the daughter's kid as oh look, she's got a little sister instead of it being her daughter, and they raised it that way out of embarrassment. So that could have, suicide could have been a sensitive topic. She didn't want to, especially since this became international news. She didn't want to come out and say, "No, it was my husband or my brother that committed suicide." The poison that killed him was digitalis. When they did the autopsy, they found digitalis. They didn't have a test for that back then. The test was not invented until...
What's digitalis, Judy?
Digitalis is a plant. It's been used as a medicine since the 1700s. We use it today in the form of a pill called digoxin. You treat heart arrhythmias with it. It's got a very therapeutic index. If you don't give enough, it doesn't do anything. If you give it too much, it kills you. So you got to get it right there. So you got to get your drug levels tested.
Where do you suppose you got it from?
The plant.
But it's a plant that's everywhere?
I don't know if it's everywhere, but digitalis plants is a plant that grows. If you eat it, you die. And he figured out that if you eat this plant, you can commit suicide.
He just wanted to commit suicide.
He just wanted to commit suicide. It still doesn't explain why he had Nurse Jessica Thompson's phone number, unless Nurse Jessica Thompson is just a whore.
I think there was something between them then.
I think that there has to be something between them, because why the fuck would she have the phone number?
But he was getting so much attention, international attention, after he died, that she didn't want to be a part of that conspiracy.
Or even before they released it to the press, when they were the cops were just talking to her.
Yeah.
She's not gonna say, "Yeah, I was cheating on my husband with this."
Yeah,
dude."
exactly. That's what I said. She didn't want to be a part of that shit.
Yeah.
That's interesting, dude. Why would I have heard of that story, right?
Yeah. Well, it just amazes me that people romanticize things so much. And it goes to show you, even 100 years ago, the press isn't there to just present facts. The press never once said, we found this dude on the beach, we found this code, we're not sure what it is. The press was like, this is a Russian spy, we're all gonna die from this untraceable poison, and just hyping it all up. When it was just some random dude from the town.
Yeah, but sometimes I think you over-exaggerate because you need that sense of excitement. I don't know.
You over-exaggerate so you can sell newspapers.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you can keep people glued to the TV set watching the news.
But when was this? This was in the 40s,
This was 3 years after World War II ended, 1948.
So
The Cold War was in full swing.
Yeah.
Everybody was concerned about spies.
So we're talking about 70 years ago, right?
Sure.
Give or take. The interesting thing is that when you really think about things, nothing has changed, man. We still
Scared of Russia?
that, except now you add North Korea to that.
Oh, yeah.
But we still glamorize all this crime shit. I mean,
What do you mean glamorize it?
like back then, right? It's like
True crime is sensationalistic?
Yeah,
That's what yeah. And true crime is 25% of all podcasts.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you think about just movies done, right? It's like all these movies that do so well are movies about crimes for criminals, right? Mm-hmm. Or you look at every Mexican novela that's made out there, and probably 50% of them are about cartels, right? Movies about cartels do very well. Sicario was a great. I mean, that's why
Sicario was a good movie.
But that's why I say, there's that sense of sensationalism, right? Or glamorization, right? Because you're glamorizing some of these criminals, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people like. And that's why I said, you fast forward 70 years.
Nothing's changed.
No, nothing's changed.
Yeah, they're glamorizing criminals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just different now, right? Now you do it in movies and social media as opposed to before it was newspapers and, whatever it was. And I say newspapers because that was the big.
That was their social media back then. Yeah.
That was their communication.
Now we have TV. Now we have social media. Yeah. Anyway.
Very interesting story, man. I like that.
Hey, repeat after me.
King.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Un germen no te vas. You say that.
Un germen no te vas.
Dos germen no te vas.
Dos germen no te vas.
No, I say that.
Okay. Un germen no te vas.
Dos germen no te vas.
Tres germen no te vas.
Cuatro germen no te vas.
Cinco germen no te vas.
¡Cochino! Nomás me gusta coger como eres.
Oh. Sucio. Like I haven't fucking heard that. I've heard it.
You heard it? Then why'd you walk into it?
Because cinco germen no te vas.
Okay, put it on pause. How you doing? How was your week?
Good, man. I was telling you yesterday, I truly felt like a fucking Uber driver.
Yeah.
Dude, so part of the podcast is smoking, drinking, and I said to my wife, I got to go to the liquor store. We got to go buy liquor, all right? But let me first mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Right? And she's
in
like...
100-degree heat.
Yeah, well, dude, I ended up finishing mowing my lawn. I started around 4.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, 4 or 5 in the afternoon because there's no way I was going to do it any earlier than that. And not only that, but it's like one kid had to be at a party at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So go drive her way down, God knows where, BFE, right, to this party. And my wife says, hey, we should stop and, just have a appetizer and a drink somewhere, right? I'm like, no, the other one has to be somewhere at 3. Yeah. So now we drive back home, pick her up the next one, and go drop her off.
Yeah.
By the time we drop off the second one, we have about 25, 30 minutes left, and this is approximately 3:30.
Before you got to go back and pick up the first one?
Before you got to go pick up the first one. So we got about 30 minutes, and then she's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to stop somewhere? I said, no. I said, so I literally in 30 minutes mowed the front and part of the back. Right? Yeah,
You're
exactly.
hustling?
Yeah, I'm like, and mind you, it's not a huge yard, but when you're mowing in 101-degree weather, it feels like
sucks.
like you're mowing I don't know, fucking
in an oven.
Yeah, exactly. In an oven, and it feels like it's 2 football fields, right? So needless to say, when she said, "Hey, it's time to go pick her up," I was like, "God, thank you." Right? It's like the break that I
can walk
need.
Inside.
Yeah, I walk inside, have some water, go pick up the other one, and anyway, so, dude, my whole day yesterday. Oh, and then we pick up our little one, go pick up the older one, just so she can tell you, Dad, I'm gonna go to the movies with my friends. So now I gotta go drop her off at the movies.
And how much did they tip you?
Nothing, dude.
Give them 1 star.
No, that's what I said when I dropped off my older one. I'm like, hey, can you please give me 5 stars? So anyway, but that was my day yesterday. Look, School starts tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I'm not excited over the fact that it's like, typically during the summer, I get to wake up just at least 30, 45 minutes later.
That's gone.
And that's gone because now it's back to 6 o'clock.
Yep. I agree.
So I'm not looking forward to that part. But Jesus, man, all I can say is this summer went by way too quick.
It did. And it doesn't help that, like, they start school back, like, in the middle of August. It's not even, like, didn't we used to have, like, 3 full months when we were kids? I remember starting in late August, getting off early in July.
See, and I remember starting, or ending late May, right? Mm-hmm. I don't remember ever going into June.
Yeah.
So we had June, July, and I would probably say most of August.
Yeah, I remember
now it's
that.
like June, July.
And then half August. And it's like...
That's my vehicle.
Oh?
We're going to pause for a second. We'll be right back.
He's got to go get his shotgun. If you're wondering why Zesty has speckles of blood running down his shirt and his beard, it's because he had to beat up 3 thugs that were trying to steal the Michoacán mobile.
That's right.
But they stood no chance.
Hell no.
He hit him with a flying elbow. Boom!
With a chancla?
With the chancla.
I took off my dude. But going back, no. They don't tip me. They don't give me 5 stars. And I had to drive around everywhere dropping off. So that was the highlight of my weekend. Saturday, today. This is why I look forward to Sunday.
Hey, cigars and alcohol.
Mm-hmm. So, back to school starting. Are you guys ready?
No. I can't tell if I am a bad parent or a good parent because, let me tell you the story.
Depends on who you ask.
Exactly. I'm a landlord. I've got some rental properties. Recently, one of the tenants moved out, and so I had to get it ready for the next tenant to move in. Mm-hmm. My dumbass, years ago, there was the tenant that lived there years ago was complaining that somebody was stealing her social security checks out of the mailbox. Mm-hmm. So I bought a lockable mailbox, and I installed it where the mailbox goes. Mm-hmm. And so I would always just make copies of the keys and give it to the new tenant. Well, then when this last tenant moved in, I was feeling lazy. I didn't want to go make a copy of the key, so I gave it to her. I said, look, this is my only copy to this mailbox. Please be sure to return it to me when you move out. And she's like, of course I will return it to you when you move out. Well, guess what? When she moved out, she didn't have the fucking key. She gave me a key that was kind of small, and I went and I stuck it in like, this is not the key. It doesn't even look like the key. She's like, well, I don't know where that is. And it's like, well, fuck. So
how's she been checking her mail?
There was a shit ton of mail in there.
Oh, she hadn't.
You could also, like, if you got small hands, you could stick your hand through the little slot and get some shit out. But there was a pile of mail in there, so she might have lost it for a while.
Wow.
So now I'm stuck with not being able to make the mailbox working for the next tenant. So I went and bought like a regular mailbox without the lock, and I was going to install it, and then I looked, and I had like specially cut this wood to fit the big lockable mailbox, mm-hmm. and I was going to have to go get another piece of wood and cut it to fit the smaller mailbox. I'm like, that's a lot of fucking shit. I'm just going to buy a lockpick kit off Amazon. Mm-hmm. So I'm a Prime member, so it came the next day.
It's crazy that you can buy that shit, right?
The lockpick kit comes with a clear lock, so you can see how the lock works. Both locks work they got the little pins sticking through, and we stick the key in and pops the pins out. But if you have the lockpick kit, you have to get the pick and like individually poke them up, and you got to put a tension bar so it turns. So as it comes up, it gets stuck there, and then you push the next one up and it gets stuck, and then you finally push the last one up, and then you can turn the lock. Mm-hmm. So I go and take a shit, and I take the kit and the practice lock. Yeah. I do it pretty quick before I'm done taking the shit. I got it unlocked. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Yeah. So I go the next day to the mailbox, and it's fucking hot, and I'm out there for 15 minutes trying to pick this damn lock, and the neighbor comes out, and the neighbor's like,
maybe you needed to do it in the shitter.
Maybe I should have taken the mailbox into the shitter. The neighbor comes out, he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just picking a lock, man. Do you know how to pick a lock? No, I don't know how to pick a lock. All right, well, can I help you with?
Hot wire.
Can I help? Yeah, exactly. Can I help you with anything? No, you can't help me with anything. All right, man. Well, let me get back to picking this lock then. So 15 minutes later, I finally get it. Boom, it turns. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah. That you can pick a lock?
That I can pick a lock. So, and it's not that hard. So like the people who are skilled lockpick smiths, you're supposed to take the little individual poker and poke one out at a time until, you get them all. But it also comes with a bump key. And it's like, the bump key is not that kind of bump key, if that's what you're thinking. The bump key is like, if you're not in the mood for foreplay or anything, you just jam it in a bunch of times until all the little pins come out and then you turn it. And that's the method I was using because I don't have time to be picking individual picks.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was proud of myself. I took the lock off. The mailbox is still there. I didn't have to replace it. It just doesn't lock anymore. So now the new tenant can use it. I told that story so I could tell this story. My family likes to go to estate sales, and I highly recommend estate sales. Estate sales are way different than garage sales.
Yep.
Garage sales, everybody's trying to sell their trash. Estate sales, the people have actually died, and the kids have gone and gotten out what they want, and this is just the leftover shit. This is the shit they treasured their entire life. We've gotten shit from Japan, we've gotten shit from Africa, we've gotten shit from around the world. My wife's got this table next to her bed that's got these intricate carved lion faces on all four corners. It's beautiful. So we go to an estate sale, and my youngest kid finds a gumball machine. And it's $45, but it's Saturday, so that everything's half off because, it's Sunday. Everything's half off because that's the last day of the sale. They're trying to get rid of everything. So I get it for $22. And of course they don't have the key because it's an estate sale. Like, the people are dead. You can't ask them, hey, where's the key to this? You don't know. They're dead. So I asked them for the key. They're like, we don't have the key, but you can take it to a locksmith and they'll make a key for that. And I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not turning a $22 investment into like $45, $50 investment after the locksmith. So I tell the kid, listen, I'll get it for you, but you're going to have to use my lockpick kit to pick that lock. And she's like, all right, fuck it. All right. Well, she didn't say fuck it. I said fuck it.
Yeah.
So I bought it.
That'd be hilarious if your little one said, fuck it. Yeah, I'll do it.
So I get her home and I show her the kit and the clear key, the clear
You're
lock.
about to embarrass yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
The clear lock. I tell her, here you go. Here's a practice lock. I'm showing her how to do it. I can't get the lock undone, but I showed her the technique to get the lock undone. And I get frustrated. So I'm like, here, you practice on this and then go do the real thing on the gumball machine.
Oh, man.
And she starts doing it. I'm like, you know what? Don't even practice on the lock. Just go straight to the gumball machine. She goes, no, I got it. Click. And she unlocks it. So I'm like, oh, good job. This is going to be a little bit harder because the gumball,
Billy Badass.
The real lock is always a little bit harder. So she gets the gumball machine, sets it on the table sideways. She's working at the top. Less than 5 minutes, she has that thing opened up. So we dump all the gumballs out, put Skittles in. So I taught my kid how to pick locks. She's sitting there asking me, can I take this kid to school so I can show my friends? I'd be, no, you cannot take that to school. I do not need to get you in ISS.
What'd you do over the summer?
I learned how to break and enter.
Yeah, I can pick a lock. Next summer, I'm going to learn how to open a safe.
So either I'm teaching her valuable life skills or I'm just a really shitty parent.
No, dude, that's a valuable life skill.
But the other thing is, that same kid, her favorite thing to do is to go and play the claw machines at those arcades. So I've also taught her gambling.
You're doing a damn good job.
I'm just a bad father.
Well, for what it's worth, I happen to think that one of my kids has very good luck, dude. So when I buy a scratch off, I hand it over.
You let her do it?
Yeah. I'm like, come on, win me $1,000.
Has it worked?
Nope. No, but
you're still here.
I bought her. Yeah, exactly. I bought her a $5 ticket once. She turned it into $50, and she's like, "Yeah, but he gave me the ticket, so it's mine." I'm like,
"Oops."
Yeah, I didn't say, "Look, I bought you a ticket." So, yeah. No, I think that makes us good parents, man. It's good parenting. Teaching. Yeah, it really
skills, life skills. Yeah, you never know.
I mean, who knows?
She might need to pick a lock sometime.
So like that. Does it work on handcuffs?
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, there's just, I was watching TV and then a friend was with me. She asked. I was just curious. But does it? No, really. Can you tell me? Can you buy me a pair of handcuffs just so I could try it?
So anyway, I took the lockpick kit back so she didn't try to get into other things.
Dude, but the crazy thing is that you can buy shit like that off of Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like, I need a Slim Jim. You know, just
But I mean, there's legitimate uses for it. I had a legitimate use for it. I had 2 legitimate uses for it.
yeah.
But
No, yeah,
people
no.
have nefarious uses for it too.
Yeah. I need poison. It's, for animals. Don't worry. If
for
it's a
rats.
rat,
Yeah, rat poison.
it's like a 300-pound rat.
I mean, you can get rat poison at HEB. It also kills humans.
Yeah. I need plutonium. For my vehicle.
I haven't seen that
For my
where
car.
we're going. We don't need roads.
Yeah.
I haven't seen plutonium on Amazon yet. You can buy a
At
flux
HEB, you can.
at HEB. They got
Yeah.
plutonium
No.
just at the crab oil sales.
Yeah, exactly.
The crawfish
It's
boil.
it's in the seafood section. Oh, that's mercury in the fish. Sorry, my bad. All right. So what else is going on, man?
Those are all the stories I have prepared for the podcast. Nothing much else. We might have a guest next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's coming?
Alex's nephew is a man named Daniel. He has one of the most, I met him at Alex's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
He has one of the most interesting life stories I've ever heard. I'd like him to come on here and tell it. He also, I don't know if he still works for Amazon, but he worked at Amazon at one point in the warehouse, and then he became an activist trying to get better working conditions for the people that worked at the Amazon warehouse, because apparently it's pretty rough
Yeah.
to work at the Amazon warehouse.
That's what I hear.
Anyway, I think he's going to be a good guest. Hopefully he shows up next week.
Cool. Did you guys already go watch that Wolverine movie?
No, Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
No.
It sucks, dude. Well,
It
no,
sucks?
No.
It looked really good.
No, I'm pretty sure the movie's great. It sucks that I haven't had a chance to go watch it.
Yeah.
Even my kids have already watched it. I still haven't made it out there. Although, if you're interested in watching a pretty damn good movie, what's Land of Bad on Netflix?
Say that again?
Land of Bad.
What's it about?
It's this, what do you call it, special forces group that goes to extract an CIA asset. They were under the impression that, it was going to be in, out, and it turns out it wasn't. And they're getting some support from a drone, Yeah, they're getting some. I gotta tell you, I started watching the movie on Netflix, thinking, I'll have something to watch on a Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Dude, much better than I expected. Way better than I expected. Really good movie. So if you have a chance, watch it.
Did you ever see the one with, did you ever used to watch Parks and Rec?
No.
Oh. I don't know the actor's name. Oh, what's the Marvel ones that, the Space Lord and the raccoon?
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, the main dude from Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you ever see the
Chris
one?
Pratt? Mm-hmm.
Chris Pratt. Did you see him in the where he was some kind of special soldier, and it turns out the government was implanting shit in their minds?
Oh, that was a series, right?
That was a series.
Yeah, that was really good, man.
You saw that one?
Yeah.
That one was good.
I think that one's on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what it's called, but that was a really good show, man.
Me and my wife, we watched the first one, and then we were just like addicted. We were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because at first you don't know what the fuck's going on, and then like you learn everything as it goes on.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That
Or a
was
good
the
show.
that's the last time we watched something like that with special forces in it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's been a while.
I didn't know what to expect from this one, but that's why I said,
Land of Bad.
I'll tell you which one is hilarious. And I think we need more movies like this, man. That Instigators with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck.
Never heard of it.
It just came. It's on Apple TV or something like that. I think it's on Apple, but it's a dumb movie. It makes you laugh.
Okay.
It just seems like here lately, man. There's
Do
not
they
a lot.
do they instigate things?
Kind of. I gotta tell you, dude. Matt Damon's pretty funny, but Casey Affleck is hilarious in that fucking movie, man. So
Ben Affleck's little brother or something?
yeah. And I was asking my wife. I said, it seems like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are supposed to be really good friends, but he seems to make more movies with Casey than he does with what's supposed to be his friend.
Ben Affleck's too busy with Jennifer Lopez.
Are they still together?
Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up with.
Don't bring that shit up if you don't know, dude.
I don't know. I don't keep track of who's fucking who at this point.
How about novelas? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Just a Real Housewives of HEB.
yeah. You know what's happening in 2 months?
What's happening in 2 months?
Halloween, man.
Oh yeah. The stores already got all this shit out. kind of pisses me off that we don't get to like have seasons anymore. It's like Halloween goes on sale in August, Christmas goes on sale in October, and Thanksgiving never goes on sale.
St. Patrick's, you're celebrating it in early January.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm with you, dude.
But yeah, I've already seen all the shit out. I saw a TikTok where this dude, apparently some of the new little figurines that they have out have Bluetooth capabilities. So he goes and switches a Bluetooth on the skeleton, and he puts on rap music, and the skeleton's dancing around, cussing in the middle of the Home Depot. Yeah.
Oh man, what will they think of next?
But that'd be cool. When I was a kid, my dad had one of those reel-to-reel recorders. You remember those?
Oh shit, yeah. Well, I remember them. I've never had one, but yeah.
So it was set up with a microphone where you could talk into it. So we set up like a post with a basketball on top, and then put the sheet over it and drew like a scary face on the sheet, and then stuck the speakers underneath the sheet. And so then when the kids would come and trick or treat, my dad would be like, "Whoa!" And the kids would drop their bag and scream and run away. It was funny. And then we got free candy.
Yeah, I was going to say you made out like a bandit with free candy. Oh, man.
But that was old school before Bluetooth speakers.
This is when you could have fun and scare the shit out of kids and not get in trouble. Nowadays, I try to scare kids, and it's like, my wife's like, no.
Put your pants back on.
Yeah. It's like, I'm like, what? I just thought it was okay. They made a movie called Frankenweenie. Why couldn't we just... Or maybe it was just the character. I don't know. But either way.
Halloween's a good season.
It is, man. I enjoy it. You know, I'm a Christmas guy, but I enjoy Halloween.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, stay tuned because we might be showing you pictures in Halloween of our costumes.
So you are throwing the party?
Well, we're doing something, I think.
We're doing something?
Yeah. I think
we're all going to do Inside Out Part 2. And I'll be embarrassment because I'm fat and I fit in a hoodie. And all I got to do is paint my face pink.
That's true.
I'm not going to trim my beard. I'm just going to put the hoodie up over the beard like this and just have the nose sticking
Walk around. You're going to look like, what's his name? Kenny from South Park?
Kenny from South Park, yeah. Well, that's what the character does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you watch the movie?
No, my kids went. My kids all saw it without me. My youngest saw it with my parents. My two oldest saw it with their boyfriends. So everybody's seen it without me. Nobody watches movies with dad anymore. They got people that they would rather see it with now.
Yeah, dude, that's what happens with my eldest. We go somewhere and it's like we all hang out as a family. We get home and she disappears, and she's up in her room.
It's that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unstoppable.
And my little one, she's totally the opposite.
She still wants to hang out with you?
She's always hanging out with us, which, don't get me wrong, I appreciate. So we have I'm going to miss that because throughout the summer, you know, my wife and I, it's like we all sit down, we have dinner in the evening, the four of us, and then after dinner, you know, you pick up, we watch a little TV, my wife and I, and right around 10:30, I told you, I'm a coffee drinker, so right around 10:30 at night, I make myself a cup of coffee, go upstairs, and watch an episode of Law & Order.
Oh, okay.
Right? But we started watching them from, like, season 1. So my kid, my 13-year-old, just like your kid knows how to pick a lock, mine knows how to kill people and get away with it. And so every
just
night...
like your wife.
Yeah, exactly. She gets it from her mama. Every night, she and I watch one episode of Law & Order.
Yeah.
Like the whole summer, that's been us. Like around 10:30 or 11.
That's awesome.
We'll sit there and watch an episode of Law & Order.
Yeah.
And then it'll be over, and she's like, "Good night, Dad. Good night, Mom." All right, she goes to bed. So
nice.
That's
got your little tradition right now.
It is, but it sucks that So that's the part that I think I'll miss about summer. The fact that
because you can't stay up late anymore.
Yeah. Well, that because it's like I said, it's late in the evening. That and over the summer, we didn't get to go to that many places, but there was a few restaurants she wanted to go to, and so. She's a little more adventurous than my oldest. So
she'll try new things and you
yeah. So she's like, so it was fun. It was a good summer. It was short. I think everybody knows my kid got hurt over the summer, so for about 7 weeks we couldn't do very much because she was on crutches.
Yeah.
And it sucks that I feel like poor thing didn't get to enjoy her summer because she was, even though she could move around, she was limited as to what she could do.
Yeah.
In fact, her soccer team had their first friendly this past Saturday, and
did she play?
no, she can't.
Oh, still.
She's going to start physical therapy probably this upcoming week.
Yeah.
She's got her appointment this upcoming week, so she'll start physical therapy. And the doctor told her probably mid to late September he might be able to get her back
Nice.
on the field. So that's the plan. But
She looks like she's walking good.
no, she is. She's just. I think right now she's just a little apprehensive as to what she can and cannot do. More so because we don't know until she gets a follow-up X-ray. We don't know how that fracture is doing.
Sure.
So we'll see. But speaking of soccer, I know we talked about this last week. You really don't keep up with Olympics.
Not
right?
at all.
So men got the gold.
Okay.
They won, and I think the women beat. I think they were playing France today, dude, by 1 point.
Yeah.
That was harsh, but hey, congratulations. to
They
them.
beat France? Or they
beat
lost to France? Okay,
No, they
good.
beat France, and men beat France also yesterday by 11 points or something like that. And then in women's soccer,
Yeah.
the women beat Brazil.
Yeah.
Dude, what a fucking game.
And Brazil's supposed to be really good at soccer, huh?
So, the last Olympics, Spain was the gold medalist.
Yeah.
And so 4 years later, they go. You got the quarterfinals, and of course semifinals, and so on, right? Well, Brazil goes against the gold medalist or the former
They kick their
champion,
ass.
which is Spain, and you're thinking, all right, Spain's, and that's who I thought the U.S. was going to play.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out Brazil beat Spain.
Nice.
So it's like, all right. So now we got to face Brazil.
So we haven't faced them yet?
So we did yesterday,
And we won.
and the U.S.
Awesome.
women's soccer won 1-0. But man,
Is it intense?
it was intense because the first half of the game, Brazil came out guns blazing, and these girls are freaking fast.
Yeah.
Our girls can pass.
Yeah.
The U.S. girls can pass. They play very good. But these girls were like top speed, and that was fantastic. The only problem is the U.S. is having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah.
Second half starts, and unfortunately,
Brazil already burnt, they gassed out.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
burnt their energy in the first half. So second half, I mean, it seemed like we could never get the ball to our side in the first half. But the second half, Brazil
Yeah.
could not get it to their side.
Nice.
And then we had this young girl. I think she's like 20 years old or 22 years old, Mallory Swanson.
Yeah.
She hit a goal, and it was 1-0 by
1-0?
the end of, yeah.
But aren't soccer games usually like that? Like very low scoring,
Yeah.
like you win by 1 or you win by 2.
Yeah.
And then it ties, and
Yep.
sometimes you can have ties.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly it.
I don't watch Olympics. I did see the Australian breakdancing routine.
Dude, I looked forward the whole damn Olympics
For breakdancing?
To breakdancing.
It came on at 3 a.m. or some shit. When did it? Oh, you just missed it.
I don't know. All I know is I recorded everything, but for some reason I forward through everything. I can't find the damn breakdancing. So I'm pretty sure I can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I was just pissed off because I've been out. That's
You
the
wanted
one
to see
thing
what
I
it was like.
looking-
Yeah.
I was like, shit. I mean,
Have you seen the Australian breakdancing girl yet?
no.
Bro. So she's like Elaine on Seinfeld, except she's doing that on the floor. And
She's having a panic attack.
She's
on the
having a
floor.
panic attack on the floor. So the memes, the memes are always better than the real thing anyway. So I just wait for the memes to come out. Like the turkey guy, the memes are better than watching him shoot. And the Australian girl, she's all over TikTok. She's all over the internet, just convulsing on the floor, like no rhythm, no anything. And it's like the meme is like Australia. I didn't know the meme is I didn't know breakdancing was an Olympic competition. And then the meme is neither did Australia. They found out like 5 minutes before the competition.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was looking forward to it because this is the first year they have
Breakdancing as a competition.
Yeah, it's a competition in the Olympics, right? So I was looking forward to it.
That's pretty crazy that something that started in the 80s in New York is now like an Olympic competition.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is, dude. But I got to see one girl from the U.S. What was her name? Exhibit or no? I don't know. Something. Anyway,
She breakdanced?
yeah, she was a breakdancer. So I got to see like 5 minutes of her performance.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool for them to battle it out. It was
Yeah.
her and some other girl. I can't remember. I think it may have been France. I don't know.
Yeah.
But my point is, I wanted to watch it. And I watched everything out there.
It wasn't on there.
In fact, I learned what rhythmic gymnastics is.
What's rhythmic gymnastics?
Well, apparently it's where the girls do all kinds of floor shit, but they've got that one little stick with a ribbon.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
is it rhythmic or ribbon? Isn't it called ribbon dancing?
well, it said rhythmic on the TV.
Okay.
Yeah, it said rhythmic gymnastics, right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And dude, I caught myself like 15 minutes watching it because I was mesmerized by the stupid little ribbon. I was like,
You made yourself a stick with like some HEB bags tied to it, and you were like dancing around the living room like that?
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's on YouTube, guys.
I was peeping in through the window like that.
I'm all like, no, but dude, I found myself following that damn ribbon like a cat with a fur ball. You know, I was like,
That's how I feel about curling. Like that one winter that I watched curling, like just watching the dudes like slide it down the ice. I'm just like, wow.
they're like,
Yeah, and then they're sweeping in front of it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I still don't understand that sport, dude.
It's fun.
You know,
Have you ever seen?
well, like the hula hoop girls.
Yeah.
Like I saw them this morning.
Oh, it's gymnastics also, but
Yeah,
they got
but it's
the
where
hula
they
hoop.
use the hula hoops and the dude. It's impressive. So anyway, if you have a chance, watch them. Go on. Sorry.
There is a sport in India, and it's not Olympics. It comes across my TikTok every once in a while.
Cricket.
I know what cricket is.
Oh.
But it's got a name. The name's in Indian, so I can't pronounce it, and I don't even remember what it is. And I still don't understand the rules because it's two Indian dudes without their shirts. They're just in the dirt, and there's just a circle of hundreds of people around them. Mm-hmm. And the two guys, they face me. Mm-hmm. They just boom, 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 slapping each other on the chest at the same time. Like as I slap you, you slap me, and then we change hands. And they're just running around in a circle, slapping each other. And then they just stop. And like one of them goes, yeah, and the other one goes, ah. And like they did the exact same thing for 5 minutes. How could you tell who won and didn't win? And then so I scroll back, and then I'm flipping through, and then all of a sudden it comes up again. Two different guys. Pat, 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 pat. What the fuck is going on? What are the rules? What are the rules to this?
Indian Fight Club.
But they're not like one of them will jump slap and boom, and then they'll both start boom, boom, boom. But like it's not like one gets more hits in than the other.
Well,
what are the rules? How did one guy win? How did one guy walk away like this and the other guy?
They both
did the same thing. There's no. I don't know. One day I'll figure it out.
That was me with hula hoop gymnastics, because I'm watching it, right, and these girls throw those hula hoops up in the air, and then like one throws it, the other one catches it, and then the other one goes like, she does a backflip, and with her feet she like kicks it back to another girl, and it's impressive, dude, right? But I'm watching it, and then the commentator's like, it's a beautiful form, and you know, you can picture this lady, you know, just kind of like, it's a beautiful form. Yeah. What they're doing right now is they're going to do a double black, quien sabe qué. And I mean, she's talking about this shit, right? But here's the thing. She's talking about this. She goes, and we can notice there's a few mistakes. I'm like,
how?
Where?
She caught it. It didn't fall.
That's exactly what I'm like. Fucking, the girl hasn't dropped it. I mean, where's the mistake, right? And so she's commenting about the, you know, very minimal mistakes. I'm like,
yeah.
So I have no idea what they're looking for. So that's the part that makes it kind of like, I don't want to watch it. Like, I want to watch it because it's interesting.
But
like, it's mesmerizing.
You can't keep score in your head.
But it's like at least, you know, gymnastics, if they're doing the vault or they're doing something, you're like, oh, they fell.
Yeah,
right?
then you can tell.
They kind of tumbled a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Over here, it's kind of like, oh, they did it perfect, right? Yeah. They never dropped it. They're good.
She made 12 mistakes. Yeah, like,
exactly. What? It's like, dude, how do you figure, right? And it's like, and then one country challenged their score. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and then they went back and reviewed it, and they said no changes to the score. I'm like, what did you review? And I'm like, how do you review that shit? I'm like, at least in soccer, you're like, you go to the VAR, right? And so you review.
They're out of bounds.
Exactly. It's like offside or whatever it is, right? Yeah. But over here, it's kind of like, oh, well, she grabbed it on the wrong side of the hula hoop.
It's a circle.
Yeah, but it's the wrong side of the circle.
Do you want to pause for the cause, or are we just going to play straight through?
Nah, let's pause for the cause, because I'm dry.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh, shit.
Anyway. All right, folks. Well, it was a pleasure
use
having
your tongue a little bit.
It
won't... Yeah, she won't get dry. What you saying? Boop. By the way, you're looking extra slim today.
So, thank you. So, I was... I'm not going to say I had a scare, dude. It was no, it wasn't a scare. It was more of a grim realization, right?
Oh shit.
I went to the doctor and she's like, "Let's get you on the scale," and she's like, I get on the scale. She goes, "Well, let's get you on the other scale."
Oh shit.
I'm like, "You mean the one you use for the horses?" Because I go see a veterinarian. I don't go see a regular doctor. Anyway,
It's cheaper that way.
it is.
It's covered by the HMO.
Yeah, exactly. No, but dude, I was at 378, man.
Yeah.
We're talking like
My
Just-
300-pound life.
just around the corner from 400, you know.
Yeah.
And so this past week when I was there, she mentioned I had lost 17 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to find them.
You just try not to find them again.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can lose some more and not find them. But I'm trying, dude. But like I told you, it's funny. And she made a comment. Because I told her, I said, it's crazy. I didn't realize I had lost those 17 pounds.
Yeah.
But I had noticed that when I get up in the mornings, my back doesn't hurt. Like, I mean, does it happen occasionally? Yes, because I'm still overweight,
Yeah.
right? But I could get up like
A lot
these
easier.
get up, and it's like before it was kind of like, man, I had to sit by my bed and kind of stretch for about 10, 15 minutes before I could get going. Oh, now it's like I feel like I can get going,
Jump
like
out of-
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do my knees still hurt? Yeah, occasionally, right? My left knee, I've got a bum knee, so that's been for years now. You
Yeah.
know, 30 years or so. But now I feel like I can, move around a little bit more. Which, by the way, so they put me on. One of the things that another doctor told me was that I'm very low on vitamin D, right?
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know this, and maybe you do, but she was saying, she goes, what's funny is, like, I can't remember what the percent was, but it was some very large percent. She goes, like, I'm just going to throw out a number. 70% of Americans are deficient on vitamin D, and they don't know it.
Because we don't go outside.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm out.
You're mowing the lawn.
Well, not only that, but I'm out and about the whole day, right? I'm like either in the sun.
Yeah, but only your arms and only your neck.
and that's what she said. She goes, even if you do, she goes, it's not enough sometimes. So anyway, so I'm like on, God knows, like 1,000 or 10,000
Is it once a day or once a week?
once a week.
Okay, you're on 50. You're on 50,000.
That's what it is, yeah.
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 The 50,000 once a week. That's one of the more common prescriptions that comes through. Yeah. You can't overdose on vitamin D, so I
No.
mean it's good for you.
No, and she did tell me, she goes, believe it or not, she goes, you'll feel like you get a little more energy of
Yeah.
I'm like,
If you come out here in this backyard and take your shirt off and walk around for like 15 minutes in the sun, you'll make your own vitamin D. You just gotta expose some skin to the sun. Mm-hmm. Or you can take a pill like everybody else. Nobody wants to do like the natural way. Everyone wants a magic pill to fix all their problems.
yeah.
But you're not gonna overdose on vitamin D. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just thought it was interesting that she was mentioning.
Oh wait,
that.
no, vitamin D is one of the ones you can overdose on. Be careful with that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A, D, E, and K are the.
Well, they're chewable, so I took like 6 of them.
They taste like
So
gummies.
I may have taken 300,000 milligrams of it.
Yeah. A, D, E, and K are the 4 that you can overdose on. My bad. So yeah. Only
D.
A, D, E, and K are the 4 vitamins.
Potassium? Is that okay? Is that what you're
Potassium, yeah.
So if I eat too many bananas, I could die?
You can have a heart arrhythmia.
With bananas?
You have to eat a fuck ton.
Like 12 bunches?
Are you eating 12 bunches of bananas?
But just in case one day
Just
I
in
did.
case one day you do? I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know.
I
man.
get stuck in Gilligan's Island and,
Yeah.
that's all I have to eat. Coconut water, coconut, and bananas.
Vitamin K, I'm not talking about potassium. K is the chemical symbol for potassium, but vitamin K is the one that has to do with blood clotting. And that's the one that is fat soluble. A, D, E, and K are all fat soluble. So when you eat them, they stay in your fat. Potassium
that makes sense.
is what you get from bananas. Potassium can get you a heart arrhythmia, but
But it's not the same as
potassium is
vitamin
the
K.
element K. Vitamin K has to do with your blood clotting. So like if people are on a blood thinner and you get vitamin K from like spinach, you get it from like green leafy vegetables. And so like people on blood thinners are not supposed to eat that much spinach because then it like counteracts the blood thinner because it makes your blood clot.
That's interesting, dude.
So I don't know if you can overdose on bananas, but You can overdose on potassium.
But not bananas.
I don't mean.
Well, no, I mean, I wasn't planning on eating 12 bunches, but
I mean, you can drink so much water that you can die of water poisoning.
I did know that.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
But you got to drink a fuck ton of water.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
Don't get your health advice from this podcast.
Yeah. But do drink water.
But do drink water, just not
If you want to put
8 glasses a day. Is that what you're supposed to drink? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to put
Not 9. Damn it.
Yeah, because now you're overdosing. You're overdoing it. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah. Oh, we were talking about the Olympics. Anyway, that was all I had to say about the Olympics. I was just excited because this is the first time in my life that I watched as many Olympic events as I did.
Apparently, people are hard up for entertainment because you're not the only one that's talking about the Olympics. Yeah. I still don't watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch like Naked and Afraid with my wife. I play Fortnite with my wife. And that's about it.
You play Fortnite? Is that what you said?
We play Fortnite. That's how my wife gets rid of her tensions from the day. If she has a hard day, she comes home. You want to play Fortnite? Yes. We get on there, shoot a bunch of people, and suddenly she's not so tense and upset anymore. You just got to murder a few people on the game, not in real life.
You know what? I don't get around to it, dude, because we don't have the time. But one thing that I used to enjoy that I felt really helped my like stress.
Yeah.
Going out to like a golf range.
Oh, like just the driving range?
Just the driving
like Top
range.
Golf?
Yeah.
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 That's
I mean,
fun.
just getting out there, hitting a ball.
Yeah.
Or what my wife and I used to do before kids. We used to go to the batting cages.
Oh yeah, nice.
And other times we would just go to the south side and shoot people, but it's frowned upon.
It's also an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
You know what you should come do? You should come do jiu-jitsu with me. I can't guarantee that you'll lose weight, but you'll learn how to choke people, which is a lot more fun.
Yeah. It's too violent for me, dude. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Although I will tell you, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it on the Olympics.
Oh yeah? How did that go? Did America win or did Brazil
I have
win?
no idea. I was just flipping through and I'm like, what is this? And
They're choking each other.
yeah, exactly. That's like yesterday I was watching wrestling, but then sometime during the week they were showing Greco-Roman wrestling, and I'm like, what's the difference? So
I think in Greco-Roman they're naked, aren't they?
Well, at least
Not on the Olympics.
Yeah, not on the Olympics. So I don't know.
So wrestling is like a good foundation for jiu-jitsu because like even me as a purple belt, like if a 20-year-old white belt comes in and he did wrestling in high school, he's gonna fuck me up. Because wrestling, you get down there, you take the single leg takedown, double leg takedown.
In jiu-jitsu, you don't try to do more floor fighting, do you?
It's all floor fighting. It's only floor fighting.
Okay.
There's no striking.
Because I knew there was one that was floor fighting, so I guess it's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. There's no. So you start off on your feet. You try to take the other guy down.
Yeah.
You either trip him or you get under his arm and toss him over your shoulder. Once you're on the ground, then that's where the real game begins. Judo is only the takedown. Like once you take your opponent down, you get a point. Jiu-jitsu, you take your opponent down, that's just the start of the fucking match. Now you got to choke them.
How do you get a point, or how do you?
Well. Do you want to know the actual point systems?
No, I mean like like in wrestling, it's like you gotta have their back on the floor for or
three counts. I think that's professional wrestling. That's Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
Well, no, like I was watching the Olympics, and it's like they look at like certain part of your body has to be laid, like maybe both shoulder blades as an example, right? So
jiu-jitsu, I think a takedown is 2 points. Knee on belly is 2 points. Passing the guard is 3 points. Taking the mount or taking the back is 4 points, and if you get a submission, you win the entire match. There's some tournaments that are submissions only, which I think is better, but then when jiu-jitsu, like if you're going by the point system, you can. They make fun of them because they call them butt scooters because you're both standing up, and then instead of like trying to take your opponent down, you just sit down on your butt, and then when they try to come at you, you stand back up and you get 2 points because that counts as a takedown for you because you sat down on your butt.
Yeah.
So like there's ways to game the system that kind of make the match a little boring.
Yeah.
But you can still win the match doing shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now what belt are you? You said yellow?
Purple.
Purple.
Yellow is a kid's belt.
What do you mean?
So there's in adult jiu-jitsu, there's white, blue, purple, brown, and then black. And then red if you're like a master, if you've been in it for 30 years. I'm never going to achieve that.
So you're 2 away from black.
I'm 2 away from black. It's a long 2 away from black, but I'm 2 away from black.
How long have you been doing it?
4 years?
No kidding.
Yeah. But the kids belts, it'll go from white to gray to yellow to green, a bunch of different colors, and then blue. And then like you can't get blue until you're 18 at least. So
no shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a lot of kids belt, but like with kids, you gotta like.
Are you looking? Is your goal to get black?
If I stay in it for 6 more years, more than likely I will get a black belt. Even if I'm not good at jiu-jitsu, I'll get a participation promotion.
Really?
No, you got to know your shit to get a black belt.
I'm like, shit. Wow, that's interesting.
But I feel like at purple belt I got a participation promotion. But then I went on Friday, and this dude that started at the same time with me, and we're about the same age, so like we're like buddy. He's still a blue belt, and I'm a purple belt, and I roll with him, and I fucked him up like 3 times. I tapped him out, and he's like, "Wow, you really earned your purple belt." But the class,
I'm like, hell yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch. But then the class I go to, like, it's all brown belts and black belts and purple belts and blue belts. And the blue belts there kick my ass because they're like 20-year-olds with strong backs and heart rates that don't collapse on you when you're trying to breathe. They don't go. They go like.
Just tighten your belt.
Yeah, tighten the belt. Oh fuck. So
put on your gi and you got to take 5-minute break.
Yeah. So like age makes a difference. Like,
not bad, dude.
Even if you're old, if a young kid knows what they're doing, they're gonna give you a hard time.
You know, you talk about age, and so much of the shit you see on TikTok is not real, and some of it is. I don't know how true this was, and I'll go ahead and include a picture, and if somebody wants to call me out on it, they can. But I saw this picture of this older gentleman. He looked like he might be in his probably early 70s. There's a picture of him, and there's a picture of this other young kid that looks like he's in maybe his mid-20s.
Yeah.
And his face is all fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, lip is about yay big, his eye is shut, he's bloody ear. I mean, the guy is just... And the caption underneath reads, young man robs neighbors, enters house to rob neighbor.
He's
and
an
his
MMA
wife.
guy?
Yeah. Well, it turns out the 70-year-old man is a former boxer, member of the Royal Air Force, and an instructor of hand-to-hand combat. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, there's old guys that can fuck you up.
And so this guy goes in to rob this house, his next-door neighbor, young kid thinking,
I'll fuck up this old
I'll fuck up this old man. Next thing you know, the old man's like teaching him you shouldn't have come in here.
No, there's videos of carjackers, like 20-year-old carjackers that like go up to like, an old ass dude driving his car and like, give me your car, and the dude gets out and just fucks him up because he's knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Well, that's like, and you may have heard of this, but this happened like 10, 15 years ago. That one guy that went in and robbed it was like a diner, I think, in Florida, right? And what's in Florida, dude? A lot of retirees?
Yeah.
Right? So he goes into this diner, early bird special. So he's there around 4:30 or 5 when he knew it was going to be packed with seniors. Goes in to rob the place, and he figures, I'm going to walk out with money, wallets, watches, jewelry, right?
You talking about Pulp Fiction? The ending of Pulp Fiction?
No. This is actually, was on the news. Like I said, 10, 15 years ago. Well, this guy goes in to rob the place, but it turns out that a lot of the people that would go to that restaurant were people from this, like, what do you call it? Like I guess some complex that, for senior living, one of those, not senior living, but one of those over 55 communities, right?
They're all ex-military or some shit?
They were former cops, a lot of them, right? So a lot of them are still, packing, right? So this guy goes in to rob the place and
get shot.
Everybody turned in their shit as he instructed, and on the way out, he took a bullet to the thigh and a bullet to the calf. Yeah. And they didn't kill him. They just made sure that he couldn't.
He didn't walk away with all the wallets.
He didn't go very far, dude.
Yeah.
He got as far as the front door, and then they called the cops, and the guy couldn't walk, so it's not like he could go anywhere.
Yeah,
right?
he can't run. That's my favorite scene from Pulp Fiction, though, at the end where the two people are robbing the place and Sam Jackson's there. You can have my wallet, but you can't have that case. That case belongs to my boss. He's like, well, which one's your wallet? The one that says bad motherfucker on it. It's like, I went searching for a wallet that said that, and I couldn't find one. I didn't search hard.
I'm gonna
find me one?
I'm gonna
for
find
Christmas?
You. Yeah, for Christmas. You're gonna get a wallet that says bad mofo. Speaking of Sam Jackson, dude, he's got I don't know if it's a movie or a show. Gosh, I can't remember the name, but it's like him, Kevin Hart, Taraji, and who else is in that movie? Don Cheadle. Anyway, but Sam Jackson plays a badass as always, dude.
He's typecast.
Yeah.
If you got to be typecast as a character, badass is a pretty good typecasting.
Like, I'm gonna typecast you as just a fucking loser. I mean, Sam Jackson. It's like, we need a badass. Get Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
We need somebody who can like portray a badass that kicks ass and does nothing but scare the shit out of people by just looking at them. Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson? Is Sam Jackson busy? Let's get Vin Diesel.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know about Vin Diesel.
You don't like Vin Diesel?
I do.
Yeah.
It's just, again, to me, he's either I am Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's him, right?
I didn't know that was Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of Bautista, who's the other guy.
No,
You're thinking about Groot?
Yeah, Groot is Vin Diesel, if I'm not mistaken.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That motherfucker gets paid how much to say I am Groot?
Yes.
One fucking line.
Yes. That's like...
that's fucking crazy.
That's like Mr. Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like...
Did you know? Okay, so you know the one that does Let's Get Ready for Rumble for boxing, and then there's one from MMA that's his brother, and he has the same bit.
Yeah.
And I was always like, fuck, he's just copying his brother. Did you know those two guys were separated at birth? They're brothers, but their dad, like, I guess got remarried or something. They did not know about each other. They both got into careers as announcers.
Same career without knowing?
Same career without knowing each other. Same career where they go, let's get ready to rumble. And the other guy goes, and now, the fight you've been waiting for. And it's like kind of the same bit. And I always thought it's like they're copying each other. It's like they did not know each other until like
crazy,
the MMA guy goes, hey, there's some dude doing your bit. He goes, and he contacted him. He's like, why the fuck are you doing my bit? And the dude goes, no, you're doing my bit. And then they're like, is this your dad? Like, yeah, that's my dad. Holy fuck, we're brothers. They did not know they were brothers until they were both famous for doing the same bit. That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah. I don't know their names.
I guess it's one of those where it's like families are meant to be, right?
Well, it goes into like nature versus nurture. Is your DNA like projecting what you're going to do in your life, or is it your situation that's projecting what you're going to do in your life? Because they were raised differently in different families, but they ended up the same career path. And like sometimes twins that are separated at birth, they'll like go into the same career path. And they'll marry similar. They'll like both marry redheads, or they'll both marry like similar looking women. It's crazy.
Did you ever watch that?
Three brothers or something that got separated at birth.
It was two girls. They were twins. They got separated at birth, but one of them lived. They were Asian, and one of them still lived in, I want to say China or Japan. I can't remember where. But the other one lived in the States. And one of them goes to a party, and they start posting pictures. And the friend says, "Hey, how come you?
Why didn't you invite me to the party?
Why didn't you tell me that?" She goes, "What are you talking about?" And so she's like, I could have been there if you came to the States." She's like, "I haven't been to the States. What are you talking about?" She goes, "There was pictures of you." And so they started looking into it. Turns out that it's like they were both brought together by one girl who saw one on social media, not realizing that these two were twins.
Yeah.
It's shit like that.
There is a documentary called Three Brothers, and you can, I don't know if it's on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, but just look Three Brothers. And there was an orphanage that only took in twins and on purpose separated the twins to different families because it was owned by a psychologist or a psychiatrist or something, and he was doing a study to see if the kids would grow up differently or the same. And like, so the three brothers found each other. They were all raised by different families. They found each other as teenagers, and when they got together, they all acted the same. They all did the same, and they loved being around each other. But like the fact that they were separated at birth kind of really fucked them up. One guy committed suicide. One guy like gained a bunch of weight and doesn't even look like his brother anymore. And like, You should watch the documentary. I think it's called Three Brothers. But like there was an entire orphanage. I think it was based out of California that would on purpose separate twins at birth.
It's interesting.
So this dude can run an experiment. The psychiatrist is dead. I'm sure he would have gotten sued if he had lived long enough to for all these kids to find each other. Cause that's a fucked up thing to do to kids.
It really is. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, this was interesting, dude.
Flew by.
Dude, I enjoyed the story at the beginning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Try to do something interesting at the beginning just to make it interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's working or not, but...
Well, it's interesting because, we talked about it last week, right? And how many podcasts... Well, what did you say, 50% of podcasts?
No, 25% of all podcasts are true crime.
I was sharing that with my wife. And she's like, that many? I'm like...
She's like, do you have any names? Can I start listening to them?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, one of them was called Zesty or Testy.
Why not?
She's
Ladies
like,
love
she goes,
true
have listen to that one. That's stupid. I'm like, well, yeah, that's what it's about. Stupidity. Anyway.
You see, there's our podcast. There's our 1%. The Stupidity podcast.
Yes.
There we go.
That's where we fall. We have our own category, folks.
I think we just named this episode Stupidity.
Yeah. But yeah, she didn't know that she's like that high.
Yeah.
For true crime, I said it's crazy, but that's what people like.
It's probably all women.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Women love true crime. Ladies love true crime.
Ladies love the ladies, man.
There you go.
Anyway, so folks, it was a pleasure having us in your homes, headphones, earbuds, wherever you listen to Zesty or Testy.
If you're doing work and paying attention to us on the side, get back to work. Quit fucking watching podcasts
to the
during
one
work.
person that said they enjoyed our podcast.
Oh, did we get
Shelley?
a comment?
Shelley?
Oh, yeah, that's
Who's that?
a friend of mine.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Was that on TikTok? Or was that on the YouTube?
I think it was on YouTube.
Okay.
So, anyway, thank you, Shelley.
Cheers.
And then next week, I guess, we might see Alex's nephew.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And then we'll be starting to get ready for...
School, Halloween.
No, for Halloween, yeah. Halloween podcast. I'm not going to another fucking hospital. Let's just make that clear.
What about the Chinese graveyard?
What?
The Chinese graveyard?
Where's that?
Here in San Antonio.
Well, where? Wait.
Yes.
Where's that? Is that the one that's over there downtown?
It's somewhere, and it's one of the cards that we went through, and we were going through all the cards, and we're like, we don't know what the fuck the Chinese graveyard is, but you know who does know? Who? Deanna from my work. And
yeah, but Deanna, come on, hurry up.
Well, I talked to her, and we were like, I asked her when we were going to do it, and she's like, well, whenever. And I'm like, you know what, why don't we wait closer to Halloween?
Yeah.
Because, like, all her stories are spooky stories.
Okay.
And she said, yeah, it'll be spookier. We'll wait till October.
Sounds good. All right, folks, we will talk later.
And then we'll broadcast live from the Chinese graveyard.
Yes, we will. Anyway.
At midnight.
Nos vemos. See you guys later. Say goodbye,
Cheers.
Testy.
Goodbye, Testy.